Got this new brand, TIGEND. Um, doesn't say, it says outdoor self-defense, no model number info. So let's get it out of here. Ooh, come on, man. Yeah, it's not a very good spinner. That's all right. Okay, so I got this knife off of the RIHE Design eBay site. And I think he's the designer. We'll look at this blade here in a second. But I think he's the designer. And anyways, there's a couple of these TIGENs on his eBay page. And so I bought a couple of them, I believe. So let's check this one out. Yeah, so, I mean, I can tell you looking at that, I know why I bought it. Because that clip point, just that profile of that knife, I really like it. Yeah, and there it is, RIHE Design. This is the RH288. Is it 288 or 286? It'll say in the description, but it's one of those. I think that's a 6 in D2 steel. Yeah, clip point with this cross lock. Okay, so I already know what's up here. So the way that they've designed this knife, it's a touchy feel thing. Like you can't just grip these and go. And the reason you can't is because this bar is in a track. So this flipper tab and the blade create a track in there. So you have to manipulate that bar in between that track. And if you go too far or not far enough, it won't function. But as you can see, it's not difficult because, I mean, I've been doing it for about 10 seconds. I got to figure it out. But if you do it too much, you can find yourself doing this. So it's a touchy feel thing that you get a feel for. The back flipper, I mean, there's a little bit of lock stick going there. But wow, is that thing locked up. I will say these buttons are kind of sharp too. Like where I'm holding them. Of course, now I'm sitting here playing. I mean, if you just did it once or twice, you'd probably be all right. But yeah, they're a little sharp. I feel them. I'd say maybe the tension is a bit much, but it's a little bit of stick, which, I'm trying to think to myself if that really bothers me, because I don't think so. I mean, if I got to pull a little hard to close the knife, it's still one-handed. I'd rather have that than not have solid lockup and have blade play. And that thing just locks up. I mean, man, does it lock up. Nice tolerances on the blade fitment. These scales. Got the nice steel scales. I'm going to say that's a reversible pocket clip, but I won't know until I can look underneath there. Is there space for the clip to go on this side and go the other way with it? I mean, off the top of my head, I don't think I see it. I think it's just this side. It's got good tension, though. Definitely will be deep carry, right? The way that is. Interesting. Wonder if I feel it. I mean, yeah. Aggressive jimping. Yeah, man. That stuff's sharp. Hey, let's get in this thing. I'm not scared. I want to take it apart. And there's only one way, because this isn't, it's not milled to receive a Torx bit on that side. So I got to go this way. Feels captured. It's got Loctite on it, but wasn't ridiculous. Got a T6 here. And then there's a T6 under the pocket clip. So I think the pocket clip's got to go. So let's do that. and then pull the clip. Actually, yeah, I mean, spring steel. It's really light. Bruce spring steel. And then one more screw here. And we should be coming apart now. Yep. I mean, it's kind of oily in there. I don't know if that's dirty, if I need to take that apart and clean it. It's got some kind of gunk on that scale. I mean, oops. I mean, I guess that's a sign I'm supposed to take it apart, right? I don't know. Bumped that, knocked it out of there. Okay, well, I just shot it on the floor. I guess I'll get that before I do anything else. See if I can see it right here. Yep, there it is. I mean, there really wasn't any tuning that I needed to do there, but I could look in here, see if the bearings need to be cleaned. I mean, it looks kind of dirty and stuff in there. So I think I'm just going to go for it. I mean, I know it's not a high-end knife and, you know, worth $400, and we should really take everybody on the planet wants to see what it looks like coming apart. But I don't care. I am going to leave the other side together. Am I? Careful. I have no idea if it's sharp or super sharp or any of it. I mean, it's been a while since I did one of these, so let's just dig in. Let's just do it. Because they're all kind of the same. Once that pivot comes, this scale pops. And then the blade and the bearings. And if I take this spring, the barrel spacer came out. If I undo the spring, there. Now the crossbar can go down and these scales can come out of there. And that leaves us 100% disassembled. Yep. 2 springs, crossbar. I mean, there it is. Okay. Well, let's wipe it all down. Get it cleaned up. And we'll oil it properly and put it back together. Yeah, see this track that I was talking about? So when you're manipulating that bar, you can't go too far because it'll hang up on this side of the bar. You can't go far enough and it will hang up on that side. So, I mean, from a rigidity standpoint, I really like this bar aspect. I like what they're doing with that. But you do got to figure out the action. I mean, there's a learning curve. It's not your standard crossbar lock. You just pull on it and everything works wonderfully to your favor. It's not quite like that. And they've pretty much greased everything here too. So I think if I oil it, it may improve that. It may hurt it though, honestly. It may cause more trouble than help. But that's what I'm going to do, so we're going to find out. I say that they greased it and not oiled it, but that had oil on it. And this had oil on it. So maybe they oiled the bearings, but then greased all this other action. I don't know. Let's, I'm going to get just a little bit of cleaner on this rag and see if I can't get whatever it is, all this is on here. I mean, whoop, that ethanol took it right off that scale, that liner. This one too. See ya. Nice stonewash finish on there. Gotcha. All right, well, we're nice and clean. So here's one of the other things with this knife. I noticed that these edges were sharp, so I'm going to knock these down while I have them off. Let me get a file. Okay, because I'm disassembled, this big file is going to work great. I'm not looking to remove a lot of material. I just want to soften the edge on this knife because it did feel, I don't know, not comfortable. How about that? I mean, I'm looking for maximum comfort, man. So I have a dilemma. I have bought a handful, more than a handful of knives from a manufacturer. And I bought one, and it didn't function right for me. The lock, when I gripped the knife hard, failed. And if you follow the videos, you may remember the video. I don't know. But if I gripped the knife hard, the lock failed. And so the lock wasn't faulty, but if I gripped it hard, I'm not saying everybody, but if I gripped that knife hard, the lock failed. And so I made the decision. I mean, I didn't pay a lot of money for the knife, but enough, enough that I thought, well, I'm not just going to sit on this knife that, to me, in my hand, it doesn't function right. Now, I could have just bit the bullet and said, well, I'm just going to move it out of my purge list. Right? Like, I could have done that. Easily could have done that. But I thought, well, I'm just going to reach out to the seller and see what they say. Hey, the lock's not functioning right. It's disengaging in my hand. What can we do? Well, I did that and filmed a new video. Because in the original video, when I discovered that happening, in the video, I kind of made a fuss. I was like, oh, well, this is terrible. And so then I stopped filming, and I reached out to the seller, and I said, hey, what can we do? And the seller got back to me right away and said, hey, no problem. I mean, I don't remember them saying no problem, but they said, you pay for shipping, I'll send you a label, and we'll just deduct the label from your refund and send it back. And so I was like, okay, cool. Because they clearly say no refunds, you know what I mean? no returns. And so I filmed another video. And in the new video, it was a pretty short video, wasn't very long, and I explained the lock, and I explained that the seller and who they were and how they just stepped right up, and man, I was really happy with them, and I appreciated what they did, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was bidding on a knife that they're selling. I hadn't bid on anything in a while. I mean, it's been a few months. And they had one, and I was bidding on it. And lo and behold, they had blocked me. They blocked me from bidding on their product. And so I did this video kind of praising them, saying, you know, the knife didn't work for me, but they had stepped up and done the right thing. And how I thought that was a pretty cool thing, and I appreciated it. And then lo and behold, they blocked me. And so now I'm not sure what to do. So I'm not going to divulge right now who it is, because I sent them a message and said, hey, what's up with this blocking me stuff? And I guess I'm waiting to hear back from them. I'm waiting to see what they say. But yeah, I'm not sure how to proceed with all that. It's kind of weird. Caught me off guard. Yeah, I can't do that because that spring's got to go on. Yeah, it's kind of a puzzle, man. I mean, I guess if you did these every day, you'd know exactly where to go with it. But I don't, so I don't. You know what I mean? I don't do them every day, so I don't know what to do. But I got a pretty good idea. So now that that spring's on there, I can put this on. And I can put the pivot in. Or can I? Oh, it's captured. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not clear where the captured goes. There it is. Okay, so now that's kind of starting to hold that together. Now, I think I can put this barrel spacer on if I can remember where it goes. Well, one goes here, and then the other one goes... Actually, I think I'm going to put this one in. So if I put a screw in this, it will hold this scale appropriately. And these all look the same, so that's good. Yeah, so I'm not going to wrench that down, but it's tight enough it's going to hold everything kind of in place now. All right. Oh. I don't want that to be happening. Let's do a bearing. And some oily stuff. And then the blade. Might have to pull that out of my way. Got to hold that pin and pull that at the same time. There we go. Okay. Nice. Come on, man. Now I can get this other scale on. Should be able to drop down. It's got that internal stop pin. Might have to rotate that blade to make this happen. Well, hold on. Let's get the other bearing in first. How about that? There we go. Ta-da! And then so yeah, that pivot's not coming up through the, there it is. Bam! Badam! Okay. I put this other spring on. And then the other scale. Hold on. I got to get this in there. I should be able to flex this back here enough to get this in. I should have put it in ahead of time, but it's going to go. Come on. Oh. Not good. Ooh, so close. Look at it. It's trying to run away. Don't run away. You take yourself right into that, right into the hole, man. Get in the hole. This isn't the optimum way to do this. I should have set that on before I did that scale, but I didn't. So now I'm playing games. There, I got it. Okay. Now, I guess I can put this, I can't put the clip on yet. So I gotta get that scale in there. But I'm okay. I just need to make sure and put this scale on, and it will hold everything in there. I mean, we're there. Like so. I'll probably put this screw in the back first, just to hold down the fort. Yeah. Come on. Come on, man. I mean, I don't want to get cocky, but almost easy, right? Cleaned it all up, lubed it up, knocked down the edges of these scales. I think this knife's going to feel completely different in my hand. Those edges were pretty sharp. Yeah, come on with it. Sup? I mean, listen, the components, the fit, the finish was a little rough, but I mean, right now the components and how this thing comes apart, goes together, how everything fits. I mean, I gotta tell you. Yeah, locked up super tight. Let me check that feel. I mean, it's amazing how just a little knockdown on the edge, round that off just slightly, can transform. I mean, wow. All right, so get rid of all these tools. We'll give it a little wipe down here. I don't remember what I paid for this knife, but I'm pretty sure that when we go there, it's one of those things that go, yeah, this thing, if they're available, it's worth looking for. Absolutely no play in that blade whatsoever. Just rock solid. And that action is divine. It's wonderful. A little bit of lock stick when you use a back flipper. It's throwing it out hard enough that it's creating just a little bit of stick in there. Like I said, I'm not going to complain about that because it's just locking up tight. You know what I mean? The action on this thing, I mean, it's an A. For sure it's an A. I'm not going to give it an A plus because the design of that, although it's working great and I can get the timing down, it's not intuitive. You can't just pick it up and do it. You're gonna, like, and if you buy one, you right away you're gonna come back to this video and you're gonna make a comment and go, bro, I see what you're saying with that action. Like, you got to get it just right for that to run smooth in there, in that channel that they've created. But does it create rigidity and an amazing lockup and all that? Yeah, it does. So is it a trade-off? I guess. Yeah. All right. So the action's an A. Ergonomics. I mean, now that I've knocked it down, so keep that in mind. The knife is super comfortable in hand. The pocket clips completely disappeared. Basic, I mean, this is like combat jimping. Incredibly sharp. You dig your thumb in there. Got sharp jimping on the back of the flipper tab here. And so, I mean, it's creating a lock down. Not so confident, very confident. This thing's overconfident. I mean, it's got a really good grip with this clip point. I mean, I like it. It's excellent ergonomics on this knife. And let's check the pocket clip. I'm afraid it's not going to have enough tension. But over the thick stuff, and yeah, complete deep carry. Really subtle. I mean, small profile. And it's got great tension. Yeah. Excellent tension. Yeah, I mean, look, the thing, I mean, really subtle little pocket clip. Wonderful. I dig it. What about safety? Yeah, there's no chance of contacting through the back, and there's no chance to get that tip. So the clip is good, the tip is good, and I'm confident to put this in my pocket and not make blade contact. Wonder if it's sharp. Yeah, it's crazy sharp. But, you know, I'm in the habit now, so let's just do it. Just a couple little runs on a piece of leather with a little bit of compound in it. Actually, a lot of compound. I mean, it's got compound in it for years. It's probably all compound at this point, right? Okay, what do you think? Is that good enough? Let's make sure we knock off any final last burrs. All right. Can we make it better or worse? I mean, yeah. It's super sharp. I mean, yeah, very, very, very sticky. Razor blade sharp. Okay. Want to wipe off that blade. And then we'll do price and availability. I mean, good looking blade too. Look at this. I mean, the TIGEND, it's not overly stated. Nice satin finish on that blade. I mean, flawless finish. I don't see any flaws in it. And same on the other side. Very good looking clip point. It's got an even grind on it. I mean, nice stuff. It's got a fuller, but I don't, it's not used for anything. You can't get to it. All right. Price and availability. So it is the TIGEND RIHE design RH286. It is the 286, not a 288. I'm blind, man. I got eye issues. I can't find one. So the RIHE design eBay page is where I found this. I'll link it down below. I mean, just put a follow on that page and, watch. Maybe they'll drop. But these were going for $20 to $30. Yeah, how about that? I mean, I know it's D2 and people feel a way about D2, but this thing is a solid locked up axis lock with great action and good ergonomics, deep carry, excellent clip. I mean, golly, it's a lot for, $22, $25, right? I dig it, and I like that clip point. I mean, the knife looks old school to me. That's what I think. I think it's got an old school vibe that I'm digging. All right. Hey, I appreciate you watching. And if you get a chance, check one out.